but you had all when you're changing the flat. That's a fucking great scene.
I don't remember
and
that.
he goes, AJ, you loved your Uncle Jackie or some shit. And then he goes, what do you know about me? And you were like hesitant. You're like, I don't know, whatever the kids say. It was the...
I don't remember that at all.
Yeah, he's changing the flat and he's like drying his sweat off and you're just a little kid. And he goes, AJ, what do you know about me? And you're like, I don't know. It's his Uncle Jackie's stole money from the unions or something like that. He goes, you know, your Uncle Jackie loved you. Like all those scenes you sold. Robert, you sold.
Thank you, yeah.
That, the crack hoe. Oh, that's a crack hoe.
Right.
You hit the black neighborhood and that. All those scenes. You know, even Jamie Lynn.
Yeah, Jamie's fucking great. When
they went up to Booton and he fucking chokes the guy. Okay. And he's talking to her in the car and he's like, you know what I do? And it was, if you've noticed, I'm surprised that they even did The Irishman. Because
I haven't seen it yet. You saw it?
No, not yet. Because
3.5 hours.
I know.
3 hours. Yeah, it's good. It's good for your asshole to sit there once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But it was such a show that covered so many. Like the mob world could never recover again. The mafia genre and movies never really took off again for 10 years.
Well, it's hard to, when we had 10 years to develop a character, it's hard to then have to do it in fucking 2 hours. You know, when you're fucking, when you've been watching a show for fucking 5 years and then that 6 seasons coming on and you got everybody in the fucking living room and the static from the HBO comes up, it's hard to recreate that because how do you get people excited to turn on the fucking TV? You know, now everybody's so fucking, everybody's a critic, thumbs up, thumbs down, I like that, I don't like that. There was not, if you don't like the show, get the fuck out of the room. That's how Sopranos was. It was like, we're going to watch Sopranos. If you don't like it, get the fuck out. There wasn't no, you know, I'm giving it fucking 4 tomatoes or whatever people are fucking. Tomatoes. Yeah, it's like people were, and that was the thing. It's like, I think a lot of people in Jersey just fucking loved it for what it was. You know, there was this book I was fucking reading about, The Mastery of Love, and it talks about, I'm reading a lot of these books now because I'm all fucking, you know, I'm trying to get my life together and be a fucking adult and care about people. And what it says is like, you know, it's like, let's say you say like, I love New York. When you think about New York, you love it and that's it. You don't try and fucking change it, you know, where with people you go, yeah, I like that person, but they fucking, you know, they do this, I don't like that. It's like, you just have to fucking accept it. And I think that's what people in fucking Jersey did. They were just, they didn't go, oh, well, I like it, but, you know, he wouldn't wear his hat like that. It was just, we love this show. We're all in. They never came up with the, like, I feel like now these fucking movies are made and every fucking person on the internet is like, you in that third scene, they shouldn't have ended it that way. Or that, I mean, obviously some people hated the ending of Sopranos, but besides that, I never heard anybody come up to me and try and fucking critique it or say, you know, how come, why didn't they do it this way or that? People just, I love the show. You know, that's what people would say. 2 of the shows that spawned from The Sopranos were Breaking Bad, obviously, and Sons of Anarchy. Yeah. There's a thread that somebody sent me one time about Sons of Anarchy because Jax Teller wears sneakers. Right. He wears white sneakers. Bikers fucking hated it. Well, somebody came up to James Gandolfini, who was a legit fucking, like, we'd meet these guys all the time who'd come up to you and go, hey, you know, what you do on that show, that's what I do in real life. I mean, like, so you've made it to fucking 40 by going around telling people you don't know that, like us? Like, you're just fucking really, you know? So you meet a lot of people who pretend to fucking do whatever. But Jim met one guy who was legit, and he didn't say any, I'm doing it. He came over to him and he goes, wise guy, he goes, he'd never wear shorts. Don't do that. Don't wear the shorts. And then I remember Jim went to David and told him. He's like, I know what this, I felt what this guy was saying, you know? And then Carmine Lupatazzi went to James, Tony. On the show? And he goes, I heard that John went up to your house for a barbecue last week. And he goes, yeah, why? He goes, a boss never wears shorts. And he turns around. And James was like, what the fuck is he saying? You know? Yeah, because so David would take shit, you know, like David's a fucking genius. He doesn't need me to do anything. But there were times in your life where you'd show up and there was a time where I was crazy about like Slayer and Pantera and just fucking smoking weed and listening to heavy metal and going to concerts. And then the next episode I was fucking skateboarding and listening to fucking Pantera and this. And it was like, so he would take shit from his own life, but also from fucking hanging out with it. Like there was shit that he took from Tony Sirico like if you watch Tony Sirico for fucking 3 days, you're coming up with stuff. Like we would go away on a trip with Tony Sirico for 3 days, and he would come up to us on red carpets, and he would have a travel bottle of Obsession. He always smelled like Obsession, and he would pour it in his hand and then smack you like on the face on both sides, and you would just fucking reek the entire night people, you're meeting celebrities and they're coming to give you a hug or a kiss, and they're like, geez, this fucking guy smells like a fucking bottle of cologne. And then actresses would also come up to us and tell us he hugged me and I smelled like him for the rest of the night, and there was so much shit that I remember one time we were doing I think the DVDs were coming out, and like The Wiz wanted us to sign DVDs. So the first couple of people come up and the guy's talking to me, oh, how are you? How's the show? Blah, blah. He's talking to me for like 5 minutes or whatever. And there's a line of fucking hundreds of people, but I'm not going to tell this guy like, hey, you can't talk. We got to do all these people. So I just sit there and I answer his questions or whatever. And he walks away, and Tony Sirico fucking puts his hand up to the guy who's sending people our way. And he puts his hand up and he looks at me. He goes, Robert, sign them and send them. He goes, that's it. And he would do shit. He had these one-liners all the time that if you just stayed around him enough, the shit that he would say. And I know there's got to be, I didn't watch the show, so I don't know what Paulie Walnut says on the show, but I guarantee you there's a percentage of that shit that just when David would be around Tony Sirico, because you'd hear him say stuff and it was fucking hilarious. He was unbelievable. He came to my fucking confirmation in real life in the fucking, what is that, 3-breasted fucking double-breasted
Armani,
suit with the hair fucking slicked back with an envelope full of money. Like there was no, it was crazy, man. We were, and people who were in my family were at my confirmation, and they're like, that's Paulie Walnuts. Nobody's going, oh my God, there's fucking Tony. They're like, there's fucking Paulie Walnuts. And then you had people who were the opposite of who they were on the show, like fucking Edie. You meet Edie somewhere and she's just like, super just nice woman with her dog, and she's like really friendly and understanding,
really
sweet.
friendly,
and just so like sweet and this, and then she'd go into the hair and makeup camper and come out to whatever hours later with the fucking long nails and the big hair and the Armani fucking matching outfit with the gold chains, and you're like, holy shit, that's like Tony Sirico wouldn't let people do his hair. He came with his own shit done. He wouldn't sit. He would sit in that hair and makeup chair if there was someone new. He'd be like, "There's a rule in this place. You don't touch this," and point at his hair.